Hey there, Tubbies. Today, we're diving into a Facebook post by Ching, the wife of Singapore's Prime Minister, about the upcoming presidential election. It's an interesting read, so let's break it down and see what she had to say. First off, Ching stressed the importance of voting thoughtfully in the presidential election. According to her, it's not just about exercising our right to vote, it's about carefully considering who would make the best head of state, someone with impeccable integrity and values who can represent Singapore proudly on the global stage. She also mentioned that the president's role is not to act as a mere check on the government but to safeguard past reserves. Ching then delved into the mandate given to the president, which she emphasized is independent of the mandate given during a general election. While the government handles budget matters, the president steps in if there's a need to draw from the reserves. The president can seek advice from the Council of Presidential Advisors but ultimately has the right to make decisions independently. If the president rejects a budget that involves tapping into reserves, it can be reviewed and debated in Parliament. So, it's not absolute power for the president but rather a system of checks and balances. Now, let's talk about race in Singapore's presidential election. Ching responded to a comment questioning the need for race criteria in reserved elections. She mentioned that Singapore is a multiracial society and should provide opportunities for minority races to represent the country. This is similar to the inclusion of minority races in group representation constituencies. Ching shared an example from the 2011 Tan election, where the presence of several candidates with the surname Tan discouraged potential Malay candidates from running. She believes that having a race criterion ensures fair opportunities and prevents the concentration of power within a single ethnic group. Some commenters argued that members of minority races should be able to earn their rights to represent Singapore without the need for special measures. Ching acknowledged individuals like Senior Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam, who can transcend race based on their capabilities. However, she stressed the importance of fair opportunities over the long term. Without measures like reserved elections, there might be a prolonged period without diverse presidential candidates, which could send negative signals about inclusivity. That's a wrap on Ching's Facebook post. Now it's your turn, Tubbies. What are your thoughts on the points she raised? Do you agree with the importance of voting thoughtfully? How do you feel about the independent mandate of the president? And what are your opinions on the race criterion in reserved presidential elections? Leave your comments down below, and let's start a conversation.